I think it's time we brought in Zuhdi Jasser. He is the author of the book, The Battle of the Soul of Islam. Now, Zuhdi, I hear that the local Somali community in Ohio is very upset about this, that they feel that their community has been almost shamed, and that they're very upset about it. Do you think that Muslims in America are intimidated by other Muslims, and that's why they don't come out with a huge show of support for America?
Well, Stuart, you know, that excuse might have made sense in 2002 when 9/11 was fresh, but come on, ISIS has been created. We have had hundreds and hundreds of attacks. It is time for Muslims to stop the belly aching, to stop. By the way, it's obvious again that the grievance narrative is part of the radicalization process. So their sense of intimidation is actually feeding into the radicalization of our own community. If we care about our children, if we care about our country, it's time to put aside the grievances and to say that this is an Islamic problem that needs an Islamic solution. Islamism, this loyalty to the global jihadist narrative, as you saw posted on his Facebook page, is the ideology that we need to fight. It is a cancer within the soul of Islam that we need to defeat, which is the concept of the Sharia state, the Islamic state, and America being the enemy. It's time for the Somali community, the Syrian community, every Muslim community in America to begin to say that our primary loyalty, the only thing we'd ever die for, is America. And all the other allegiances need to be defeated. And until we do that, we're going to continue to see more of these attacks like in Nice and we saw now in Ohio State.
But I know, Zuhdi, you have tried very hard to get moderate Muslims like yourself to demonstrate and say, look, we are for America. But, you know, you've not really been able to muster a big crowd of people, have you?
Well, because, you know, and again, this is probably an excuse, but at the end of the day, it's about the fact that the bandwidth has been soaked up by blaming others, by no responsibility, by a sense of victimization, by a sense, oh, it's not our problem. We need to own this. And until we begin to own it, until sort of the bleeding heart narrative that it's somehow other people's fault goes away, you're not going to hear our voices. Our Muslim reform movement has 15 different leaders in the U.S., Canada, and Europe that have joined together. Our anniversary, our one-year anniversary is coming up December 5th this week. And we are trying to get our voices heard, but instead you hear sort of the Islamic country lobbies in Washington get their narrative heard that somehow it's American foreign policy, it's Israel, it's all these other conspiracy theories causing the denial that prevents addressing the core problem, which is political Islam that's in the 13th century.
Zuhdi, please consider this an invitation to come back on December the 5th. We're very interested in what you're trying to do there. Thank you, Zuhdi.